actually improved. See, there may not be a recession in Georgetown, but there is in the rest of America. Yeah, the permanent political class, they're doing just fine. Ever notice how so many of them, they arrive in Washington, D.C. of modest means, and then miraculously throughout the years, they end up becoming very, very wealthy? Well, it's because they derive power and their wealth from their access to our money, to taxpayer dollars. They use it to bail out their friends on Wall Street and their corporate cronies, and to reward contributors, and to buy votes via earmarks. There is so much waste. And there is a name for this. It's called corporate crony capitalism. And this, folks, it's not the capitalism of free men and free markets, of innovation and hard work and ethics, of sacrifice and of risk. No, this is the capitalism of connections and government bailouts and handouts. It's of waste and influence peddling and corporate welfare. This is the crony capitalism that destroyed Europe's economies. It's the collusion of big government and big business and big finance, to the detriment of all the rest, to the little guy. It's a slap in the face to our small business owners, the true entrepreneurs, the job creators, accounting for 70% of the jobs in America. It's you who own these small businesses. You're the economic engine, but you don't grease the skids of power in government. So you want to know why the permanent political class never really does cut anything? You really want to know why nothing ever really does get done? It's because there's nothing in it for them. Really, there's nothing in it for them. They've got a lot of mouths to feed, a lot of corporate lobbyists, and a lot of special interests that are counting on them to keep the good times and the money rolling along. It doesn't surprise me. I've seen this kind of crony capitalism before. It's the same old good old boy politics as usual that I fought and we defeated in my home state. I took on a corrupt and compromised political class and their backroom dealings with big oil. Experience that sudden and relentless reform never sits well with entrenched interests and power brokers. So please, you must vet a candidate's record. You must know their ability to successfully reform and actually fix problems that they're going to claim that they inherited. Real reform never sits well with the entrenched special interests, and that's why the true voices of reform are so quickly demonized. Look what they say about you. You are concerned, civilized citizens, and look what they say about you, and just look what happened during the debt ceiling debate. We'd been given warning after warning that our credit rating would be downgraded if politicians didn't get serious about tackling the debt and deficit problem. But instead of making the real cuts that are necessary, no, they used Enron-like accounting gimmicks, and they promised that if they were just allowed to spend those trillions more today, well, they'd cut billions 10 years from now. By some magical thinking, they figured they could run up trillion-dollar deficits year after year, yet still somehow avoid the unforgiving mathematics that led to the downgrade. Well, they got a rude awakening from the rest of the world, and that's that even America isn't too big to fail. When we finally did get slapped then with that inevitable downgrade, the politicians and the pundits, they turned around and they blamed us. Independent, common sense conservatives, we got blamed. They called us un-American and terrorists and suicide bombers and hobbits. And what is the president's answer to this enormous debt problem? It's just spend more money. Only you can't call it spending now you got to call it investing, right? Don't call it spending, call it investing. It's kind of like now, Watch what happens now with FEMA and some of these other bureaucratic agencies. They're saying now they don't really want to refer to our centralized federal government as government. Now it's called the federal family. That's how they'll refer. Am I too old to ask to be emancipated, I wonder? Never thought I'd say it, but I want a divorce. No, the president's answer to our debt problem is incur more debt, spend more money. Only call it investing. Make more folks even more reliant on government to supply their every need. This is the antithesis of the pioneering American spirit that empowered the individual to work, to produce, to be able to thrive and succeed with fulfillment and with pride. And that in turn built our free and hope-filled and proud country. He wants to win the future by investing more of your hard-earned money in some harebrained ideas like more solar panels and really fast trains. These are things that venture capitalists will tell you they're non-starters, yet he wants to do more of them. We're flat broke, but they think that these panels and really fast trains are going to magically save us. He's shouting, "All aboard Obama's bullet train to bankruptcy." The only future that Barack Obama is trying to save is his own re-election. And he has shown that he is perfectly willing to mortgage our children's future to pay for it. And there is proof of this. Just look closely at where all that green energy stimulus money is invested. See a pattern. The president's big campaign donors got nice returns for their investments in him, to the tune of billions of your tax dollars in the form of green energy stimulus funds. The technical term for this is pay to play. Between bailouts for Wall Street cronies and stimulus projects for union bosses' security and green energy giveaways, he took care of his friends. And now they're on course to raise $1 billion for his re-election bid so that they can do it all over again. Are you going to let them do it all over again? Are you willing to unite to do all we can to not let them do it again so we can save our country? Now, to be fair, some GOP candidates, they also raise mammoth amounts of cash, and we need to ask them too. What, if anything, do their donors expect in return for their investments? We need to know this because our country can't afford more trillion-dollar thank you notes to campaign backers. It is an important question, and it cuts to the heart of our problem. And I speak from experience, confronting the corruption and the crony capitalism since starting out in public office 20 years ago. I've been out spending my campaigns 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 5-to-1. And by the way, I don't play that game either of hiring expert political advisors just so they'll say something nice about me on TV, if you ever wonder. You know how that game's played too, I'm sure. But the reason is simple, because like you, I'm not for sale. Because we believe in the free market. I believe in the free market, and that is why I detest crony capitalism. And Barack Obama has showed us cronyism on steroids. It will lead to our downfall if we don't stop it now.